Hey guys, Matt Allen, Tim Little, welcome back to Tactical Bassin. Today we are down on the California Delta. We're just going out for a day of fishing. It's pre-spawn, but we've got a big moon, so fish are up shallow, sniffing around. We're gonna try and throw topwater, flip, maybe throw a Senko, just try some different things to catch some of these Delta bass. Come along for some fun fishing. First fish of the day, little Senko eater. Another Senko eater. Feisty. So, we actually found some bedfish. Not very many, just a couple. It's still really, really early. The water's 60 degrees in this little pocket, but we saw a big one up shallow. It was really afraid of the boat. There was no chance. So Tim actually hopped out on the shore. I don't know if you can see him down there, but Tim's seeing if he can get that fish out of the shallow water. In the meantime, I started poking around and I found another one. Nowhere near as big, but still a really nice fish. So I'm setting up a little Texas rig beaver here. This color is called Floribama. It's another one of those really good springtime colors. A lot of orange, a lot of blue, nice little bluegill imitator. I'm gonna flip it down here to this bed in 7 or 8 feet of water, see if we can get this fish to go. fish. Beautiful, clean fish too. So much fun. Took one cast. We get this hook out of you, we'll get you right back down there. Thanks, bud. Too much fun. So a little update for you guys. Tim is still way down the way. I think we might have lost him for the majority of the day. That fish he's working is a solid 10 to 12 pounder. It's hard to tell just how big. We got a short look at her before she skirted out of the shallows, but with an opportunity like that, he could be down there a really long time. In the meantime, I found another bed here. It's got 2 fish on it. I've got a Matt Lures bluegill. These delta fish, there's a ton of panfish in here, a ton of grass, ton of bluegills, ton of crappie, ton of panfish. They do not like bluegills around their beds, so we're gonna give this a try. Nice fish. She got the stinger hook right in the corner of the mouth. Put that little belly treble on because she was short, striking it over and over and over again. What a beautiful bass. These delta fish are so chunky, so clean, pretty fish. And strong.
Well, I wasn't able to get that giant, but I got one that was like probably close to 6. Took a little bit, but she ended up eating that that line through that Savage 40. Ain't that? Savage gear line through. Fatty. A lot of fun. I think we're catching them. Got a few good ones. We'll keep going.
She bolted.
She bolted.
Oh yeah. Alright, I'm giving it one more attempt. After that, I'm waiting for you. fish now.
You're gonna hit me with the...
Nice. Thanks, man. Awesome. That's it. I think they call that like a creep tail. I like that bait. I saw it in that underwater footage recently. Love it. So much fun. Not what we came out here thinking we were going to do today. We were thinking topwater. And there are some early fish. This is turning out to be really fun. So quick update. We came back to the original spot. That big fish is gone, but Tim spotted another one maybe 100 yards away. That's another really nice fish. It's afraid of the boat, so I'm hanging out on the boat. Tim's up there on the bank. The fish is between us. We will see. It'd be fun to end this day with a great big kicker. The Delta's a funny place. You know, the tide rises and falls, and it really changes the dynamics of everything. The water now is a good 2 feet higher than it was when we started. It's harder to see these fish, but they have more confidence. They're willing to be up shallower when that water is deeper because they can back out and leave. So it's a lot of fun to adapt throughout the day, cover water, try to stay with that moving water at the depths that you want to keep these fish biting. Get out of that grass. Whoa. Get out of there. That is one strong fish. Oh. Awesome. Oh. What a fun way to end it. Tim is still on down the shoreline there. So basically, guys, it's evening now. That's a nice fish. What a blast. Oh. It's evening now. We came back to where we started. Tim's 100 yards down or so. You know, once you got a big fish on the brain, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm just working my way along the bank. That one ate a Texas rigged man bear pig, again in that Floribama color. So basically, here's the deal today. We came out here with an agenda, which is always how I start in the Delta. I always have a plan, and then it completely falls apart every time. So the plan was to come out and focus on throwing a frog. Tim and I both tied on frogs. We tied on. He started out with a gavacho. I wanted to try that new Mega Bass Big Gabbit. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but I saw him on Tackle Warehouse. Wanted to try it. So we both had bluegill frogs on. You know, pre-spawn Delta. These fish love to just mess up bluegill. So we started out with the frog, and then our backup plan was Senko fishing, just a 6-inch green pumpkin watermelon laminate Senko. A very consistent producer out here, just Texas rigged. And that was our game plan. We started out ultra shallow. We had low tide, very bottom of the low. You saw we almost got stuck. I mean, we started ultra shallow, but we saw some of the right fish up cruising that shallow. If we hadn't got the boat stuck in there, I think we could have done some damage. So after that, we're thinking, well, as this tide starts to rise, let's go to some other really shallow spots. Let's look and see if there's fish either spawning or thinking about spawning, prowling the edges of those areas on the grass lines while we're still down low in the tide. We got here, and lo and behold, there's some big ones on beds, which was not our game plan. We are in fact coming back from a smallmouth trip, so we actually have very little bait casting gear, very little stuff in the boat at all. We had just thrown a box in case we had free time on our way home to stop here on the Delta. And once we saw these big ones, we just lost our mind. So Tim's still down there trying to wrap it up with that big one, but we're losing light quick. That's the struggle with the Delta. You know, you got to play that tide versus that light. And all of a sudden there's enough water that they'll eat, but you can't see them anymore. That's really, really tough. So it was fun to wrap it up with a good one. Like every video, down in the video description, we will link all the gear we were using. We were using some really specific colors, some specific baits, but essentially every fish we caught today was on a Senko, a beaver, or a man-bear pig. I think that's it. Oh, and a Matt Lures, the Matt Lures bluegill. All in bluegill type colors. We'll link all that for you, but it was a blast. The Delta is an amazing fishery. We don't get down here as much as we used to. I used to live down here, but when we do, we have a great time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.